Archetype Rabea. Probably the best plugin that I've ever tried from Neural DSP, and not because I'm such a big fan of Neural DSP that I'm saying that, but because this plugin comes with a fully modulated synth module. The things that you just heard all came straight from the plugin, no post-processing whatsoever, no MIDI controls, nothing. Purely my guitar and Archetype Rabea. Let me show you what it looks like in the plugin itself. So as you can see in the plugin right here, we have the Overlord synth. This is a module that allows me to create the sounds that you just heard in that beginning part that I played. It's literally only the synth. As you can see at the top, even the amp is deactivated. This is purely sine wave. And that movement that you hear, that's the arpeggiator that you can see on the left. Let me turn that off real quick. Then you can hear what the synth sounds without the arpeggiator. So that's what it sounds like without the arpeggiator, and it's really cool because it allows you to come up with really cool synth melodies. As for me, I produce metal, rock, all of that stuff, but I also do synthwave, dark synth, and electronic music. And even though I know my way around a keyboard, it's still way easier for me to phrase melodies on a guitar than it is on a keyboard. So now with this plugin, I can actually do that. I can just phrase the melody and see what it would sound like with a synth, and then take that into my production when I'm doing synthwave. This video is gonna focus more on this synth module that is in the plugin, because honestly I'm not a big fan of the rest of the plugin. It's a really great plugin, it's very versatile. We got the transposer, the doubler in there, which is really cool, but I really wish they would put that in every plugin. For example, in my Archetype Gojira, which is my go-to plugin for everything, if I had a transposer there, then I wouldn't have to fit my way around with the wow pedal. But this synth module has sparked my creativity a lot. It's allowed me to fiddle around with like a lot of cool melodies that I know from 80s songs, and see if I can figure them out on guitar. For example, this one. If you know that one, let me know in the comment section down below. I'm curious to see how many of you actually know that melody. It's a very famous one. I love to play along with my favorite tracks, and I can do that with metal, no problem. I can figure out a riff in like 15 minutes. But when I have to figure out synth lines on a keyboard, which I don't play regularly, it's getting really hard for me to figure out what my favorite artists and my favorite bands are actually doing. Now I can just do that on guitar. For example, with this line from Turbo Killer by Carpenter Brute. One thing that I did notice with the synth module is that it's very sensitive in some presets. I don't know if that's on my part because I'm playing with active pickups, or maybe because I don't have the settings quite right. I'm barely touching the strings there. It does depend on what preset that you use, and obviously you can dial in your own, but this is really fun to work with. If you listen to synthwave and dark synth, you probably know that the bass synth usually does that pulsating thing, but with the kick drum and the snare. And the really cool thing about this plugin is that there's a preset in here that does the pulsating for you, so you can just phrase the melody of the bass synth without the post-production. You hear that swell? If you play that in a rhythm, it's gonna sound like the bass synth pulsating with a beat. Let me show you without a beat so you get an idea of what it sounds like. So that's really cool to fiddle around with, and I've come up with some great melodies already that I can use in my synthwave tracks, and then I can just lay melodies over it, either with the keyboard or with my guitar with one of the synth solo presets that are in this plugin, or I could dial in my own if I really want to go personal on it. But honestly, the presets that are in this plugin are insane. There's a lot of fun ones as well. Let me show you one that I've been using it non-stop just to play one thing, and it's completely 8-bit crushed. I think you guys have played Pokemon before. So I've been messing around with that one. It's a lot of fun and it brings back a ton of memories. 8-bit jazz, anyone? Feel like I have to show you guys one more thing, obviously, because this is a gen channel. We have to check if it gens, obviously. So let's use the transposer real quick. I really like that transposer. It responds really well. Like, you would expect some kind of delay or something like that. It doesn't. Like, it's literally, you transpose it, and if you're wearing headphones and you're not hearing your string sound, you can't tell that you're playing in a different tuning than you're actually tuning. Absolutely insane. The Overlord synth is definitely the chef's kiss of this plugin. Make sure to check it out. You can try this plugin for free for 14 days. No credit card needed. You can download it at neuraldsp.com. Hashtag not sponsored, by the way. I just love these guys so much. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. See y'all in the next one. Cheers!